I'm Heather at Porter's Neck Country Club, and I'm going to talk you through a short bar-inspired exercise that you can do at home with the chair. We're going to do some side-facing things and face the chair. You could also use a countertop if you've got room to move your legs and arms. You can also use small weights if you like. They're not necessary for this exercise, but if you want to add a little arm tension, you can add small weights, cans of soup or water, heavy water bottles, whatever you want to do. So let's get started. I want you to have maybe done a quick warm-up, walk around the block, or do a few little short squats or jog in place. But once you've done that, let's stand with just mirror me, with your hand gently resting on the side of a chair, and just take your feet facing forward, so just parallel. Just want you to raise up to your balls of your feet and then lower down and lift and lower. So some calf raises, and you know the chair's there for balance, but if you want to challenge your balance, you can always keep your arms lifted and just grab it if you need it. I'll show you both ways. So you want to try to think about coming straight up and down rather than forward and backward. So working on a little balance here too. Working on strengthening our calves. Good. A couple more like that. And then I want you to lower your heels. I'm going to touch the chair again. We're going to raise up to the toes again, and I want you to bend your right knee and lower down. Then lift all the way up to both toes and lower one heel. Come down. Lift and lower. So it's kind of like you're a little horse on a carousel with those knees going forward and back, lowering and lifting. So you got a little calf, a little coordination, and up and down. Good, now you can speed this up if you want, once you get the motion, and just go up to both toes, then lower one heel. Play with that a little bit. It's always good to have that chair there for balance. Then lower both heels, and I want you to open the toes. So you've got heels together, toes apart. So you've got a little lateral rotation here. I'm going to put my outside hand on my hip, and we're going to rise up to the balls of the feet again and lower again. So this might feel a little different. We're still working our calves, but with this lateral rotation, you may feel this all the way up into your seat. Okay. Now if you've got weights and you want to hold a weight with your arms out here, maybe even lift and lower as you rise up to your toes, that arm can raise. Good. And if you're doing both arms, you want to switch it over and raise. Every time you lift an arm, you come up onto your toes. Nice. A couple more of those, and then lower it down. You're still in that lateral rotation, but I want you to bend your knees. Do a little plie. So notice I'm not tipping forward at the waist. I'm keeping my shoulders and my head over my hips, and we're just bending the knees and pulling them back together. So we want to lower and lift, and lower and lift. Because our feet are flat, we are limited how much we can bend our knees and sink our hips towards our heels in this mini plie. Hands on your hips, or keep a hand on the chair for balance. Let's do one more slow like this. Now I want you to lower down into that bent knee position, and we're going to pulse up from here. So I want you to go up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, all the way up, straighten those legs. Now, I want the hand on the chair just for a moment, because we're going to rise up to our toes from here, and then work your heels in so that they're touching. We're going to bend our knees into that plie, and now you notice that because my heels are lifted, I can go a much bigger range. Open those knees, sink hips towards heels, head and shoulders over our hips. We're in this nice long line, and now I can go bigger. Of course, if you have bad knees, then you don't want to go any further than what feels comfortable. So you know what you can and shouldn't do. Keep it small if you need to. I want you to really feel your inner thighs pulling back together. I'm still on those toes. The heels are kissing together. I'm feeling a lot of inner thigh and quads here. You can also add some arm lifts if you want. You've got your balance. You can take both arms off and play with balance here. Let's do 2 more. And come all the way up. Now sink halfway down. and we're going to pulse down. So maybe hand on the chair here, and we're going to keep the heels together and pulse down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All the way up, lower the heels, turn back to parallel. That looks really good. So once you've got that, I want you to turn and face your chair. From here, you're going to take your hands and either have them slightly bent and walk your right leg out behind you. You want to keep those hips square, so don't open them up to the camera. Reach your right leg back, and if your chair's back is high enough, you can rest your forearms on. Just don't dump into it. Press up strongly through so you get a nice flat back. So hips are square, slight bend in your standing leg. The back leg is lifting and lowering. Keep the hips reaching forward and just reach long through that back foot, pointed toe. Use that hamstring and glute to lift that straight leg up and back. Nice. Keep that length. Take a breath in and out. Just keep breathing. Now let's hold it up, and we're going to pulse it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Keep it up. Bend the knee. Bring the foot towards your bottom. Then stretch it out without lowering that thigh from where it is. Bend and stretch, and bend and stretch. So pull the heel toward the bottom and flex the knee. One more. This time we're going to hold it bent. Now press that thigh up towards the sky. Use your glutes. Press it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Wow, bring it in. And before we go on, take that same leg you just worked. Push the heel to the floor in front of you, straighten the leg. Don't lock out the knee though, and just sit your hips back. Give that hamstring a little stretch. As you bend into your left knee, you'll feel a little stretch there. Bring it up. Good. I'm going to turn this chair around so we can get our other side. Once you have this side set up, you can go back to your forearms, nice flat back. Standing leg is your right leg. Now reach out with your left, straight leg, square up the hips. Lift that long leg up behind you, keeping your eye line somewhere out in front. Nice long line from the crown of your head to the tip of your tailbone. So you're not going to get very high here unless you open your hips. So it's small. Squeeze that leg super straight. Point through the toe. Couple more lifts, and then we're going to add those pulses. One more. Now, keep it long and lift it and pulse up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the leg in the air. Curl the heel towards your bottom. Stretch it back out. Bend and stretch. That thigh stays right where it is, and you're just flexing at the knee, pointing that toe, heel towards the bottom. Keep it going. Flex and reach. And flex and reach. Let's do one more. Now hold it here, pulsing up. So you're taking the back of your thigh and pulsing it towards the sky. Squeeze those glutes, press it up. Let's go another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that knee in, stand yourself up, bend your right leg, reach your left heel forward, straighten the leg for the most part. Keep a bend into if you need to, and send your hips back, stretch that hamstring. Take a couple breaths here. One more, and then bring it up. If you have weights and you want to use them in this next exercise, you can. I'm going to move the chair. No need for it at this point. I want to take you into a second position. So wide legs, toes turned out. Let's put our hands on our hips at first, and then bend your knees. And what we want to look for here is to make sure that our knees don't go over our toes. So again, no back and forth with our upper body. It is right over our hips, and we're going to lower our hips, lift. So bend those knees and bring it up. If you need to, walk those feet out a little bit wider. And just second position, basic plies. Now, if you want, you can add some arms. Holding them here. Again, you've got that chair if you need it. But if you're working on balance, take the hands up in front. Good. You can also add a little lift to the arms, lower. Lift and lower. Good. Reaching. And if you've got weights, of course this will challenge your shoulders a little bit. going to do one more. Then I want to stay up here. We're going to take everybody, if your arms are not up, bring them up. We're going to pull our elbows down as we bend our knees. Pull your elbows towards the back of your body. Then reach up and pull down and reach and pull. Good. So big move. Again, protect your knees if you've got any kind of knee issues. And just make this a smaller range. Pull down, lift up, and pull and lift. One more. Reach, come down, bring your hands back to your waist. Let your shoulders relax and just hold. Keep those knees pressing back. Stretch across the inner thighs and hold here. We're going to pulse down towards the floor, similar to we did earlier. I want you to pulse down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lift all the way up. Then take it back down again. Slide your hands to your inner thighs right around your knees and press back. Press back. So you're opening your knees even wider, but the feet are staying flat on the floor. Press back. Use those glutes and outer thighs to press. Good. Press. You don't really need your hands. They're just there for guidance. Now let's double time that. Press back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lift up. Shake out those legs. Heel toe them in so you're back to parallel. Good. I'm going to keep the chair on this side. We're going to do some side-facing things. But first I want to take you back into parallel and then open it up for lateral rotation. We're going to take this knee, the right knee, and I want you to take your heel and drag it up the inside of your other leg, lifting as high as you can, and then lower it down, tap the toe. Lift it up and lower. So here what we want to check into is making sure that both of our hips are facing forward, and we're just dragging that heel or inside of your foot up the inside of your standing leg. You want to have nice equal weight on this foot. So on the inner and outer foot of the standing leg is equal weight. And then just lift up and hold. Now take the knee, bring it forward, close it or open it up. Close it up and open. So the big hip opener. Inner thighs working to pull it in, then press it out with your outer thigh. Just using that toe to balance there on the shin or the calf of your standing leg. One more. Press it out. Now lower it down and then stretch it straight out to the side of you. Hand on this outer hip. We're going to take ourselves over a little bit. So we've got our forearm on the chair. Your standing leg is slightly bent, and this outside leg is super straight. You're going to lift it and lower it. So here I've got a nice long line too between my shoulders and my hips. Standing leg is slightly bent. We've got this hand on our hip, and we're using this leg to lift, toe facing forward. Good. One more, slow. Now hold it up, and we're going to circle. So forward circles from that hip, straight leg. Everything is staying as still as can be against that circling. Now reverse it, going back with your circles. Excellent. We're almost there. And bring it down. Still stay straight. This arm's going to go up in the air. That arm and leg are going to meet. You're going to bring it in and stretch it long. Bend the knee, pull the elbow towards the thigh. Stretch it long. Pull up and reach. And pull and reach. Let's go another 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Hold, 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 hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it go down, and we're going to move so we can do our other side. Of course, if you have a counter, you're not moving your chair around. You'll just have to turn and face away from me. Standing nice and tall, toes are open. We're going to bend that outside leg and drag the heel up and down. So the knee is open. Your hips are square, facing forward, and just pull it up and down. Just kind of glide it up the inside of that standing leg. Watch that you don't dump that hip. Stay nice and strong and tall through the standing leg side. Good. Now let's do a couple pulses. Let's go up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Keep it up. Close the knee, point it forward. take it to the side, take it back and forth. So the tip of my toe is just resting on my standing leg right about the ankle or the calf, and I'm just closing and opening that leg without turning my hips. One more. Open it up. Now stretch that leg straight out to the side. Bend into the standing or the supporting leg and find a place on your forearm that you can feel a nice long line from the tip of the toe. Hand on your hip. We're going to lift and lower and lift and lower. So find that length in that working leg and stabilize through the rest of your body. Little reaches. Good work. Couple more. Now hold it up and you're circling forward first, trying to steady everything else. So the circles may have to be very small and they're coming from their hip. And then let's reverse it, going back. Squeeze that glute, draw that leg back. Couple more. Good. Let that leg rest down. Keep it nice and straight. Standing leg is slightly bent. Reach the top arm up. We're going to go elbow to knee, pull in, reach out. Pull in, reach out. Exhale, inhale, pull it up. You've got it. We're almost done. We're going to do a little stretching towards the end. Now, good work. Pull it up and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that leg go. Stand yourself up. Turn towards your chair. I want you to take that leg you just worked. Take the ankle, bend it, place it right on the top of your leg, right above your knee, and then using your chair, just sit. This is a standing figure 4. It's a nice one for opening up your hips after working them. So sit and breathe into the stretch. Rise up. We're going to do the other side. So switch legs. When you've got it, sit yourself down. Try to keep your hips level. One always wants to drop, but keep those hips level. Sit into it, breathe into it. You might find that one side is tighter than the other, and that's normal. Take one more breath in. Good. Lift it up. Place both hands on your counter or your chair. Walk your feet back. Find a nice L shape in your spine. So legs, stretching the hamstrings, stretching your shoulders by dropping your chest down towards the floor. Keep a nice flat back, holding, breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want you to roll yourself up. As you do, walk your feet forward. I'm going to turn towards you. Take a big breath in. Thank you for joining me for a short little bar workout, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.